And as the West's influence fades away in Africa, the presence of Russia is quite visible across the continent. In some places, it stands 5 meters tall in the shape of a monument. We are talking about the Central African Republic, or the CAR, that has unveiled a new statue, and it is of Yevgeny Prigozhin, the late leader of Russia's mercenary Wagner group. The 5-meter-tall statue has been erected to honor Prigozhin, who died in a mysterious plane crash last year. Along with Prigozhin, a statue is also built of Dmitry Utkin, who was his right-hand man and was killed along with him. Now, the monument shows Prigozhin in bulletproof clothing holding a walkie-talkie next to his colleague who holds an AK-47 rifle. It was unveiled on Tuesday in Bangui, the capital of the Central African Republic. Now, the ceremony was attended by the country's defense minister and top military officials. A statement by the country's national police said that the monument was part of the bilateral relationship between the Central African Republic and Russia. Now, Russia's Wagner Group, which was founded by Yevgeny Prigozhin in 2014, has been operating in several African nations. But its popularity is a bit more in the Central African Republic after Prigozhin's death, and the group has been rebranded as the Africa Corps, but not in the Central African Republic, where they continue to be known as the Wagner. Now, Wagner troops were first deployed in the Central African Republic in 2018 on an invitation of the President Faustin Touadera, and the Wagner subsidiaries had then won contracts to operate gold and diamond mines in the country. As per reports, around 2,000 Wagner fighters are deployed in the country. Russian military instructors have supplied the Central African Republic's army with weapons, trained soldiers to fight rebels, and served as bodyguards. In September, a Wagner commander was also appointed as the president's security advisor. The Central African Republic's president has defended Wagner's continued presence in the country. He says that the group has liberated much of the country's territory from rebels. While the leaders see the Wagner leader as an honorary figure, some in the country share the same sentiment and some do not.
The other African countries absolutely must see this, to understand that the Russians are the future of Africa and that they have come to the Central African Republic to help the government. I'm with them all the way.
We need to develop the Central African Republic and not create a statue of a man we don't even know. What kind of history has he left in the Central African Republic? That's the question too. What kind of history did he make?
Since gaining independence from France in 1960, the Central African Republic has experienced decades of violence and instability. It remains as an active ground for rebels and insurgents. Violence has subsided in recent years, although fighting does still occasionally erupt between rebels and the Wagner-backed National Army. Critics say that President Touadera's government is supported by the Russian mercenaries in exchange for exploiting the country's resources. But it's not just Central Africa, but Russia's presence is expanding throughout Africa and is visible in the form of not just soldiers and their monuments, but Russian flags, graffiti, art, and culture.